Let's go. I really got the feeling today that everything is going my way. Now this is what I'm talking about. Every time I see your smile, it makes me shout. Let's go! Let's go! Nothing's gonna stop us today. Get on the bus or get out the way. We're cruising with the radio on. So turn it up to 10. Here comes our favorite song. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Awesome! Welcome to another episode of IoT Tuesday. I'm yours truly, Samuel Atrani. And as always, I bring you nothing but IoT goodness every Tuesday. Well, before we get into today's episode, which is to how we're going to see how to connect um, the temperature and humidity sensor as part of our home environmental monitoring management system that we're building. So when we come back, we will see that in action. Awesome! So we are back. Well, hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I did. Lots of activities going on. Well, in today's episode, we're going to see how to connect a temperature and humidity sensor to our project. Well, if you missed it last week, we actually saw how to connect the MQ2 gas sensor, and then we added the buzzer to it that when the readings from the gas sensor goes beyond 300, then we want the buzzer to beep. Well, if you missed that, I'm going to take you to the bench and show you what we did. So this here is our, let me bring this here. This here is our gas sensor, and yeah, almighty pointer. So this here is our gas sensor, and then we have a Seed Studio shield sitting, or hat sitting on top of our Arduino Uno down there. And then we have the buzzer here. Well, the program is already running, so let me connect it. Well, yeah, looks like we already have high numbers running, in my room. The numbers are quite above 300, so it's still beeping. So I'll have to take this out. And I just sprayed this on, in the room so that it could pick this up. So in today's episode, what we're going to see is how do we connect one of these temperature and humidity sensors. Well, these are all Seed Studio stuff. So you can see this is let's see if I can show you this properly. So this is a temperature and humidity sensor. This is version 1.2. This is the one that has the blue thing on it. And you could have another one which is high accuracy. This is a temperature and humidity sensor, high accuracy. This is, I think, version 1.0. So as always, what I'm going to do is that we're going to go to C Studio's website. Okay, we're going to see. I want you to follow through it and see how easy that is. So we're going to go through C Studio site, open our IDE, set it up, go look at the code, add it, and run it, and then add it to what we already have with our existing code. If there is time, what I would want to do is either try to connect this Groove LCD display so that we can actually show the values on it instead of the serial monitor in Arduino as we saw last week. So if this is something that seems to be interesting to you, let's get right into it. Now, before we get into it, I made mention in my videos and last week and a couple of weeks that there is a geek store coming up, Nigeria, Ghana, and pretty soon other parts of Africa, where you can actually get to purchase all these sensors, get to purchase all the boards I'm using from the geek store. So I'll be giving you more information as you know the details coming as we get ready to launch. You get to know more about it. So just be aware that there's a geek store coming up. All right, so let's get into it. So I have my Arduino IDE opened, and yes, I want. Let's see if I can show you this cool thing here. So I am going to. This is just technically just like a something on the side that I just want to show you. Um, so here there was a question last week. I got a question from someone who was asking, instead of the beep, could we send an email? Could we send a text message? And I was like, yes, we can do that. Unfortunately, the Arduino that we're using for the project, the Uno, doesn't have internet connectivity. You would have to either use what we call an Ethernet shield on top of it, or you'd have to use a module that allows you to connect to the internet. But this one that I have here, the Arduino 101, has Wi-Fi on it, has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So we can easily transfer all the things we've done on that Arduino onto this one and get internet capability. So that is probably what I will do in subsequent episodes where we might probably want to migrate that. But remember, we're building a mesh. So whatever we do here, we can replicate on all other boards that are C++, C++, or C type supported. So um, so for that person, yes, we're going to see how to do that. Another person was asking, well, what about the physical display of higher, gaseous content in the house? Well, I made mention that we could use like physical light, and that's why we're going to have this LED here where we're going to connect that. So depending on the numbers, the LEDs is going to change to to show the light. So green will be okay, yellow will be somewhat, red will show you it's bad. So we're building it. This is an incremental series. So we're going to see how to connect all these in increments, day by day or week by week or episode by episode. All right. So I wanted to show you this now. So because this board has Bluetooth capabilities, all right. So I've connected quite a simple diagram, a simple circuit. I've connected red, green, yellow, and a white light to a resistor. I've forgotten what was the image of this one, but I'll look it up for you. And then connected it to various digital pins on the Arduino 101, and they all share a common ground. Now, what I have done is that because this supports Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, what I did was that I built an app using what we call the Blink companion app. Now, so what the Blink app is a very simple and cool way. I'm actually opening it up on my phone. Hopefully you can see that. So what the Blink app does is, I'm going to try to superimpose it here. Well, as you can see, that's the app. All right. So first of all, let me click on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click. Let's go back here. I'm going to click on this. Okay, so it's connected. So right now, because and in a later video, I'm going to show how to actually build something like this using Blink. It's quite straightforward. So if I just put it here for you to see, currently this app, Blink app, is connected to the Arduino 101, and you can see that I have actually added. Let's see if I can do this here. Let me put this here. You might not be able to see this. How I wish I could set this up, but here, okay. So I have added buttons for, as you can see, different buttons to represent all the lights we have. So I'm going to put this here so you can see that it's been triggered from here. So this one is the yellow LED. When I press it, oh, let's go back here. Let me play the app. Okay. So when I click the yellow LED, do you see what happens? Oh, sorry, this is blocking it up. Now, the yellow LED just came on. I don't know if you can see this, but it's quite bright. Yeah, let me actually, turn it this way. All right. When I turn on as you can see, the red LED is on. Let me turn off the yellow LED. I can turn on the green LED, as you can see. Let me bring this here. And then I can turn on the white LED turn it on and off. All right, as you can see, I'm actually tapping. I'm tapping on this to turn it on. All right, and off. Yeah, so this is because the Arduino 101 actually has Bluetooth capabilities and I can connect to a companion app. So that is how I will show you in subsequent episode how we can connect this to our project that we're doing. But for today's session, we're not using this. So let's go back to our Arduino with our gas sensor. All right here. So this is what we have. And today we're trying to connect this, the temperature and humidity sensor. So let me go ahead and get one of my cables here. There you go. So depending on which one you have available, we can connect any of this. All right. So let's go ahead, as we always do. Let's get this here. So, and first off, let me take you to the screen where we try to set. I'm going to try to show you how to set these things up. All right. So to set this up, make sure that, first of all, make sure that the Arduino board that you've connected is running on the correct port. Okay, so to do this, you can actually go to a simple way. You can go to the properties of your computer and actually do device management. And in device management, you can look at everything on the COM port, and you can see my. Let me actually get let me get actually the magnifier. Yeah, let me open the magnifier app. That seems to work quite easier for me. Okay, so hopefully you are seeing this. So as you can see, I can see my Arduino on what? COM port what 10. All right. So let's get rid of this. So that tells me my Arduino is on COM port 10. So now I need to make sure I go to tools, port, as you can see, 10 for my Arduino. And I also have to make sure I go to tools and I select board and make sure it's Arduino Genuino Uno, the type of board you're selecting. This is the only way that your IDE knows of the board you're using and can properly communicate with the board. All right. Okay, let's get right into it. So let's come here, as we say. So we want to connect the temperature humidity sensor, and as a first step for you to do this, all right, is to go to what, the seed. You can say seed studio. All right, the temperature and humidity sensor. All right, I just want to show you how Seed Studio makes it quite easy for you. So as you can see, the groove temperature and humidity sensor, I can open this up. I think this is a DHT11. This is it. So we can go to groove. Let's open this up. Not this one. Yeah, there you go. So this is version 1.2. As you can see, same thing that we have. It has the connectors there, and it's just about $6 from the Seed Studio side. Now, one thing Seed Studio has done is that they have made it easy for you. Anytime you pick a sensor from Seed Studio, they actually have code libraries on how to do that. So that is how I want you to play. Take it step at a time. Okay, a step at a time. A step at a time. Don't rush it. Okay, so let's do this. Let me get this running. Just a sec. And please don't forget that if you have any questions, I will be willing to answer them. So just send them my way, and then I would answer that for you on the streams. Okay, whether it is from Facebook, from Twitter, from anywhere you're watching the stream, I can easily help you answer those questions. All right, so let's do this. Pa, 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 pa. There we go. There we go. All right. Awesome. Okay, so let's get this going. So now I'm on the Seed Studio side. We've seen this, and as you can see, it's just giving us information about the the sensor. So it can be done with that 3.3 volt or 5 volt, which is supplied by Arduino. Point data pin 3 is not connected. So it's just data 4, pin 4 that is connected. So if you didn't have the J2 connector, which Seed Studio has, you can just connect your female to male jumper cables, all right, to it. Oh, Mr. Barnabas, all the way from Nigeria. Welcome, my brother. Thank you for joining the stream. Really much appreciated. So, so that's how we're gonna connect this. So if you look at it carefully, this is the info. Now, if we go all the way here to, let's look at the documentation, and then you can see the temperature and humidity sensor file. All right. What did I do? Let's just raise it up. Okay. Careful, just don't want to mess it up. Okay. So we can open this. They have, so here there's actually a sample. What toilet management system? Which was built with it. So it just tells us, how, if there's something happening in there. Well, that's just it. That's not what we want to do. So let's go to the documentation, and as you can see, so this is it. Quite simple. Whether you're using DHT, we are using DHT11, this one, this particular one here. So this whole library, all right, this library supports both of it. So that this one or that one, this library supported. Now, I'm going to show you how to easily include the library in your Arduino IDE. All right, very simple. So what you're going to do is that once you open the repo on C Studio, you can always bookmark this and get other sensor libraries. Click here, all right, and then click download zip. All right, download the zip. Let me just, I think I created somewhere for this. Let me create a new folder called lib or libraries. All right, and then I'll save it here. So I kind of have all my libraries in one, in one spot. Okay, so that is saved. Now let's come back here into our Arduino IDE. Now let's see if I can, yeah, I can zoom in here. Let me zoom it. Yep. And then let's do control 1. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so you go to tools, all right? And then let's go ahead here. Where is that? Just a sec. Where is that library? Where did I put that? Where did I put that? Where did I put that? Okay. Let's see. We have our managers already installed. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now this is what we're going to do. Now we've downloaded our library. We are going to add it to Arduino and make use of it. So let's go to Sketch, and then you can see Include Library. All right, you know what? Let me open. Where's the magnifier? It looks like let's open the magnifier so that we can. Yep. Okay. So hopefully you can see this. So let's go to Sketch and then do Include Library. All right. And then for the Include Library, we're going to do add a zip. Okay. And this should open like an open dialog for you. And if you remember, I think we put ours in the IoT, and then we went to libraries, and then group temperature humidity sensor, and then open. All right. Now, what that does is that it now adds the library to your Arduino library. So what you need to do now, you can go to File, okay, go to Examples, and then you can actually now, let's go here, and then you can see, look at this. You can have what? You see the groove temperature sensor, and then there is actually here an already example sketch to test that. So what we can do now is just click DH, and then it opens it up for us. So as you can see, it creates a very simple, sketch for us. All right, let's see if I can zoom this in for you to see. Yeah, there you go. So I'm going to walk you through this code. Quite simple. So here we are including the library, all right, and then we are defining the pin to connect it to. So let's see on yeah, yeah, so it's 2. So we are putting it on pin 2. On yeah, on pin 2, as you can see here. Let me save this. So let's go to IoT. Let me create a new folder here called sketches, and then let's do the, I'll say, temp sensor, so that we keep this here, because I did something wrong last week when I finished building this one. For some reason I just closed it, I didn't save it, so I don't want to miss it this time around. So we're going to keep it this way. So this is defining the pin. So as you can see, it's defining the pin as pin 2, but giving it this name, so we can refer to it by name rather than a pin. Okay. And then because we are using, this is what we are using, by using the DHT11. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to comment this out. We are not using this one. So let's comment this one out since we are not using it. Okay, but this is what we are using. We are using the DHT11. So we're setting it. So as you can see, this time around we are calling it, DHT 11 is a type. Let's define. We are not using any of this as well, so we leave that out. And now let's see. We are using pin 2. Okay. So we are using. So if you look at DHT pin, our pin is what? Pin 2. So in order not to make this too much, I'm going to just go ahead and clean it up. Okay. Oh, this is by Lady Ada. So now, for those who don't know Lady Ada is one of the coolest IoT ladies in the ecosystem. She really does cool stuff, cool videos, and actually produces hardware. So you can check her out. So we're using 11. I don't need this. I'm just trying to, clear it up so that it's quite easier. Whoops, I did something bad. Yeah, so that it's easier for us to read. So we're using 11, which means we don't need this. Let's get rid of that. So I'm just trying to, yep. So we are connecting to this pin. Let's just take out the comment. I want the code to be quite clean for us to follow. Okay. The DH is different from other sensors, so we are not using that one, so we don't need this. Thank you. And then okay, so we are using what? So connect. So this is connect pin 2 of the sensor to whatever your pin is. So ours is pin 2. Okay. Now, if it says what? Connect a 10K resistor from pin 2, data pin. I mean, if you were using anything apart from the Seed Studio, then you need to be worried about this. But let's go back to the bench. Let me show you this real quickly. So to connect this, because we're using pin 2, what I need to do is connect pin here, J2 tag pin, connect it here. I'll leave this on, and then we are going to connect it to, so this is I square C. This is, if you look closely, you can see this is, let's see how this works here. Yeah, let's bring this here. Okay, so as you can see, this one is I squared C. Hopefully you can see this properly. Sometimes I have to just put my finger there and then it focuses. Well, if it won't, we're just going to go with it. So this is I squared. So this one is I squared C, I squared 2, I squared square here. Then there's a D2 and then there's a D6. All right. So since we are putting it on pin 2, I'm going to go ahead and connect it to D2, which is a digital pin 2 here. All right. Now I'm going to take this out for now, so we don't have any power coming in at the moment. All right, so I'm going to take this out and then connect it this way. I'm just going to leave the sensor, the gas sensor there for now, but this is now connected. All right, so we have that. Now let's go back to our bench. So if you were using any of the raw sensors, you have to connect a resistor to it. We're not doing that. All right, so there we go. So DHT, as you can see here, So we're setting it up. So our DHT is the pin, which is pin 2, and the type is DHT11. We're setting it up. And then we're saying that if it's an archive VR, just define the serial. This is something just to check the version of Arduino you are running. So a couple of bunch of if else come, but here in the setup, which is what we are more interested in. All right, setting up the serial monitor, putting the baud rate, and then we're printing test to make sure we are okay. And then this is just beginning, to read data coming out. And if you're using WIO link, we must pull this down. But because we are not using any of these, yeah, pin groove one, well, we can just now start to read it. All right. And obviously, this is the loop section where this code is going to continue to run throughout. Okay. So yep, I think that is all we're using. All right, so let's try this out. So now this is done. I'm going to connect the power back to my Arduino right here. I'm going to flip to the bench so you can see this. Let's actually check if there's no error with this. That is fine. Everything looks good. The sketch is being compiled. And it looks like we have an error here. Let's fix it. It says that sensor in copy one, blah blah blah. Let's see if this is it. Hardware AVR calls Arduino. This is not a location of the previous definition. Well, yeah, that's fine. Okay. So now I'm going to try to upload this. Okay. Let's see. Well, how about, you know what? Let's just get rid of all this. So just a sec here. Let me actually take you back to the screen because we're having an error here, which I believe let's get rid of this. Okay. Because we're not using that library. We've defined that library already. Yep. We have the serial already. Hold on, let's see. Oh yeah. Yep. So I don't need this. This is what I don't need. But I need to define this serial because we're going to use that. We're setting that as a serial. Okay. There we go. So now let's clean this up a bit. So we set it up and then we read the temperature value. Okay, so now let's save this. Let's check this again to see if we have any errors. Okay, what is saying? It looks like we have one more. Let's see this. Serial warning, serial redefined. Okay, hold on. You know what? Let's do this. Uh-oh. Let's get rid of the serial here because already it knows how to. And then let's actually just set it right here, okay? Instead of trying to redefine it. Yep. Okay, there you go. I'm changing all the definition to the actual serial output. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, save this. Let's check this again. And there you go. So that looks fine. We didn't have any errors this time around. So I'm going to go ahead and upload the sketch. Okay, sketch. If the sketch uploads successfully, we can now go to tools and open the serial monitor, bring it here, and take a look at that. So DHT test started, humidity is 65, temperature is 22, it's kind of like waiting. This is a very strange bug, but let's see. Let me bring this here so you can see that. So there is, it looks like this. Okay, there's one here. It just reported it once. So let's see. I'm going to just leave this run for a while. Let's actually close this and check this out. So we have the humidity. It gives us the value. It shows the value, and it gives us a tab. It shows a temperature. Um, mm, 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 mm. Let's open the serial monitor again. Okay, I'm going to reset this. Okay, I just hit the reset on the board, so this should start the whole process again. All right, so let's close this and let me just tools, open the serial monitor here, and then let's try to upload the sketch again and open the serial monitor. So that looks like it's done. Let's see what we have here. Oh, okay. That's strange. Okay, let's do this. Let's comment this line out. It looks like, okay, failed to get, no, we're having it, so that's fine. And then let me deploy this again. Okay, let's wait for this to be deployed. Yes, that's done. Let's open our serial monitor. Yep, there you go. Okay, so it shows us the very first humidity and temperature readings. That is 65, um, and then we're having this very funny readings, which I believe is probably something that has to do. Let's see this. All right, let's go back here. So this gives us the field value here. We have the temperature value 1, temperature value 2. So it comes in an array. The first one is a temperature, is a humidity. The second one is a temperature. All right. So we have this, we have that. Okay. Okay. So all right. Let's try this. Let's do this for like 2. Okay, instead of just 1.5 seconds, and let's deploy this. And let's bring, if this is done, let's bring the serial monitor in view. Okay. Uh, Temperature 22. Okay, so there is something going on which I don't want to believe is coming from the sensor, but that's strange. Okay, so then let's do this. At least now we've seen how we can connect it. This is something anomaly that I'll probably look into. Now let's take a look. Let's try to see if we can connect the second one. I've had this sensor for a while. If it's defective, that will be not good at all. Anyway, so let's try to now connect the second one, which is the high accurate sensor, to our setup. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to save this. And then again, just like we do it, okay. Okay, let's do this. So again, just like we did, let's go back to Seed Studio. All right, and we can, so this one here, we can actually look for the temp. Let's look for this temperature and humidity sensor. Um, we can actually do this. Just come here. Groove, high accuracy. Is this I squared C? I think so. Yeah, this is an high accuracy one. So let's look at this. High accuracy. What's the version? Let's go behind and see. Yep. So this is the temperature and humidity sensor, high accuracy. Yep, there we go. So this is a high accuracy one. SLC ground. Yeah. So I think this one is the I square C one. No, this is not I square C. So this is not the I squared C one. I think it's just the um it's just the ordinary one, because if this was I squared C, it would be mentioned. Let's take a look at the back of this one. No, this is a pressure. This has the gas and everything together. That's not what we're looking for. So let's go here. Yeah, sometimes it can be a bit. Okay, let's do this. Let me just go ahead here and actually let's look for it. So this is the groove. Let's look for the groove temperature and the humidity sensor. This one is, and let's do high. Yeah, is it high accuracy mini? Yes, this is it, high accuracy mini. So this one is the high accuracy mini temperature. So let's see. Here we go. Yeah, so from, yep, Seed Studio. Let's open it. And I always like to go to the manufacturer. Yes, exactly. This is it. This is what we have here. So $11 from their site, as you can see, measures both temperature and humidity, supports 3.3 volts and 5 volts. Okay, so let's go here. As always, if you go down, if you go to the document, this will take you to the library. All right, so groove temperature, this is the high accuracy one. Okay, this is our library. So I can open this here. So let's click here to open the library. This should take us to let me just put this on the desktop and save this here. So now this brings us here. So as you can see, this is the library again, just like I showed you. So we're going to go here, click download the library as a zip, and this adds it to your Arduino IDE. Let's go to where we have all that. So let's go to our libraries and groove temperature humidity sensor TH, as you can see, TH02. So we save this. At least we know we have that. Let's come back here, go to sketch, include library, do add zip library. Let's go to where we have it on our machine, IoT libraries, and then this is the groove. Yep, TH02. Open this. A library name groove temperature. Okay, T0 already exists. Okay, so looks like that was added. So now let's go ahead and go to examples. There you go. So groove temperature humidity T02, this is it. And then let's click on the demo example. All right. So again, this opens a sketch for us, and as you can see, quite straightforward. All right. Very simple, quite straightforward. So include, this is the library. We're including the Arduino, including the wire library. And then we set up quite simple. We open the serial monitor for output, and then we print some message in there. We delay for some microseconds, and then we begin reading. We delay, and then we kind of like, it's just to set it up, a few delays to set it up. So by default, and then we come in here, we read the data from it, and then we output it. All right. And then we read the data, so you can read the read temperature, which is the method here, and then read what humidity, which is the method here. Okay, so here I'm going to check this, if this works fine, and then I'm just going to go ahead. So let's see which pin this was put on. Okay, okay, we set that up. Okay, all right, so it's a digital pin, so I'm just going to search for that, no problem. Okay, so I'm going to just replace, let's go to the bench. I'm going to replace this one here with this, the high accuracy one. Put this one here. Let's put this aside. Let's come back to our workbench. I'm going to upload this sketch. And yep, sketch is uploaded. I can open the serial monitor. And as you can see, check it out. It's reading values. So this is the high accuracy one that is reading the value. And as you can see, it's telling me as of now, temperature is minus 50 degrees. That's crazy. I have air conditioning running here, and humidity is 24%. So that is how we can connect both this, the DHT11, and then the high accuracy temperature and humidity sensor. So now we've seen how to connect our gas sensor, which reads a couple of gases. We've seen how to connect the temperature and humidity sensor that reads the humidity and temperature of the house. Now, in the next episode, I'm going to show you how to connect the dust or particle sensor. Now, once we're able to do this, at least we've got to the point where now we know how to connect all the three sensors, and then we can now start building scenarios, okay, for when we read the values, what are supposed to be, what are the acceptable values. We're going to go through WHO's chart to see what the acceptable values for a livable condition place is, and then when the values go above that, we're going to simulate what to do, whether we want to now connect it to Azure to do some analytics, or to, send some physical signals. We're going to see how to do that. So that will be it for today's episode on how to connect the temperature and humidity sensor. I hope this was useful for you. Don't forget that if you like the show, please subscribe. Click that, bell, subscribe to it so that you can get new info when we release it. And also keep watching the space for the Geek Store coming up, Ghana, Nigeria, and some parts of Africa, where you can get all these hardwares to do your IoT specific task. So until I come your way again next week with another episode of IoT Tuesday, this has been yours truly, Samuel Atranyi. See you next Tuesday.